I can make a pretty strong case that Bill Graham is the most significant non-musician in the Allman Brothers Band's orbit, at least in the very beginning. Case could be made for Tom Dowd, the producer, could also be made for their manager, record label owner, Phil Walden. But Graham really was special to the Allman Brothers Band. He recognized their talent. He recognized they were a special band in the same vein as other bands that he liked, that he had known from San Francisco, and really promoted them. He's the architect of rock promotion. Also has a really incredible backstory. Graham lost both of his parents in the Holocaust. He came to America as a refugee, as a really young child. Had a pretty tough upbringing. Was a pretty tough character, but he had a real soft spot for the Allman Brothers Band. And one way we know that is the Allman Brothers. The only time they headlined Fillmore East, his keynote venue where they recorded their greatest artistic achievement, the only time they headlined it was closing weekend of Fillmore East. Bill Graham chose the Allman Brothers Band, who had yet to release at Fillmore East and yet to really break through and be successful. He chose them to close that storied venue.
And I think that's the thing about Bill Graham that's super important to the Fillmore East story, to rock promotion. He was a professional because he had come up, he had seen the professional world, in the Catskills. He understood guest service beyond belief, and he just gave a good show all the time. He demanded a lot of his artists. He demanded you be there on time, you play a good set, you say, sober for the show. And at Fillmore East, in New York, you understand this, right? Bill Graham brought the light shows in from San Francisco over into New York as well. And the benefit to the place that he chose was there were no apartments surrounding that theater. I know Dickie Betts said it was the Carnegie Hall of rock and roll. Bill Graham is a Holocaust survivor. He was orphaned in the Holocaust. He was a New Yorker. I know, raised in New York. Had a really tough upbringing. He spent a lot of time in the Catskills, working in and among the resorts, and then he developed a love for the theater and wanted actually to be an actor. He was originally going to be an actor. I do not remember how he ended up in San Francisco, but he was in San Francisco right as the youth movement, the musical movement, the counterculture movement is really flourishing in the Bay Area, and he is swept up in that. He begins by hosting a benefit for the mime troupe, this counterculture group of performers who got arrested. There was so much issue going on with the big culture and the counterculture, and Bill Graham was a part of that. So he gets to start promoting first this mime troupe event, and then he notices all these bands that are playing in San Francisco around that are really good, and the kids really like them. And so he gets into rock promotion, and he starts by basically securing a permanent lease at the Fillmore Auditorium.
Long live the Allman Brothers Band.